Welcome to the Psychology World podcast. I'm Connor Whiteley, bringing you psychology news, articles, and other interesting psychology-related articles. Where I can find the podcast notes and more interesting psychology-related things, and you can get your free 8 psychology book box set at connorwhiteley.net. Now let's get on to the show. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 26 of the Psychology World podcast with me, Connor Whiteley. So this will be the last of our in-between episodes, episodes as today, and I thought that, unless I decide to do some more, I thought I'll do something interesting today and talk to you about teletherapy. So this is psychotherapy and psychological treatment for many disorders that are quite interesting because this is done online. And I have some mixed thoughts on this because in times of the coronavirus, you still need treatment, you still need psychological help, and teletherapy is a great way to do it, mainly because it can be done online. So that's great and that's very useful. But because of the coronavirus, it's really been increased. So this I thought that I'll do it because this could easily become the new normal, which I think is very interesting because what will become the main form of therapy in the future, because you will need psychological therapy done in person. You will always need that face-to-face contact, because there's just things you can't get through online. For example, somebody's atmosphere, I can't say this, energy, but like somebody's energy. You can't get that unless it's done in person. So that's just something very interesting to think about. So let's dive into it. So teletherapy will become the new normal, or could become the new normal. And the way how teletherapy is delivered is it's done through the phone, text, or video chat. And something else that's quite interesting is that it's not uncommon to find therapists on social media like Twitter, Facebook, because I've actually followed a few. Well, they followed me, then I followed them to grow their businesses, because it's mainly in America, because this article was done in America that I've got my notes from, and you can find the notes at connorwhiteley.net/blog for more information, are mainly in America. So, and lots of them are in private practice. So social media is a great way to form their own businesses. And again though, this can actually be a form of teletherapy because apparently you can do it on social media. I'm a bit about that, but again, I'm not a teletherapist, or I'm not a therapist who uses this. Well, I'm not a therapist, full stop. I'm still a university student, and teletherapy has been widely used way before COVID-19. So this is nothing new, but it's just that I think teletherapy would definitely become more mainstream, after COVID-19, because we will still need, because this will go on for months and months, and if you're used to teletherapy, and then you're most likely to stick with it. And to be honest, teletherapy I think will be a lot more convenient because you can just pick up the phone at a certain time, or you can just wait for a call instead of, let's say, getting your shoes on, because that can be very long-winded sometimes. Because you can put your shoes on, put your coat on, you can drive for half an hour maybe, sit in a waiting room for 20 minutes. Again, teletherapy can be a lot more convenient. And very interesting is that there's more co-working spaces for mental health professionals. Now this is interesting because co-working spaces are popping up for different people, but co-working for mental health professionals I think is quite strange, because for mental health professionals you need your own space, but you can sit down with your patient. But with teletherapy you don't, because you can just sit in your room, your co-working space, with your laptop, and you can just talk to them, and you can just go through therapy. And so that, and it means that therapists can stay mobile for the remote services, because right now you need to be remote, but also even before COVID-19 is that you can be remote, because you can go to a client's house or a patient's house to deliver the therapy. Sometimes it's just a lot more beneficial for patients to be treated in their own home. And if you're really depressed, then it's a lot easier to open the door than actually travel outside your house, because if you're so depressed that you find even getting the bed sheets off in the morning, then then it's very unfortunate to say that going out of your house is an impossible thought. And another great benefit of co-working spaces is that there's very good networking opportunities. But the only downside of this teletherapy is that a lot of these services for video calling, they're not regulated, or they break a lot of confidentiality regulations. That's something to think about. But because we're getting to the end of this, though, is that the research supports that teletherapy is as effective as normal therapy. Well, in a time like this, whatever normal is. Because the quote pretty much is that teletherapy is as effective as normal cognitive behavioral therapy, because a JAMA article, so a JAMA article in 2012 found it. So that was quite interesting. And also mindfulness can actually be very useful online. For example, gym classes, as it's just popped into my head. So stuff like yoga and mindfulness are being increasingly done online during these COVID-19 incidences. So this is a bit of a futurist episode, so I just want us to be aware of that it is an option. For example, if you ever do go on to do psychology, remember that I think it's a good idea to stay mobile and at least know the basics, just so in case you ever do need to do teletherapy, you aren't scrambling and you aren't really scared about, oh my god, I can't do my job, I don't know how to do this. I think it's important to stay mindful and just have it at least in the back of your mind how to work from home or how to do teletherapy in case you ever need to do it, because I can guarantee you COVID-19 will not be the last pandemic humanity ever sees. So probably even in my lifetime. So I'm 18 at the moment, at the time of recording in March 2020, this will not be the last pandemic, so it's important just to stay mindful of this. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see the show notes, then please go to connorwhiteley.net. And if you want a free 8-book psychology box set, then please go to connorwhiteley.net. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.